Thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 10. I'm Brent Harden. The Waterbury community continues to mourn the loss of two of their own who were killed in a nightclub shooting over the weekend. This afternoon, family and friends came out to honor the life of one of those victims. Fox 61's Valerie Moravi was there and has more.
Yeah, family, friends, and community members met at this basketball court on Division Street to honor the life of 18-year-old Zanaya Dawkins and 22-year-old Trayvon Dunbar, who were shot and killed over the weekend, just less than 5 miles from here. The basketball court on Division Street was transformed into a memorial site as loved ones came together for a candlelight vigil, remembering the two young victims and offering support to one another during this difficult time.
Everybody came out to show a lot of love and respect and their condolences for Zanaya and Trayvon. Overwhelming with the amount of love that's been shown, so very appreciative.
This photo, shared by the Dawkins family, captures Zanaya Dawkins as a bright young woman with ambitious dreams of becoming a registered nurse.
And we were just sitting down together doing her financial aid, and she was supposed to start in September, and she was so happy about starting and telling me she's about to be a future RN, and when I get old, she's gonna take care of me, and so that's what she was planning. She had big plans.
Her father, Taiwan Dawkins, describes his daughter as a sweet, hardworking young girl ready to pursue those dreams.
She did everything. She was in school. She did a nail class in school. They let her do a nail class in school. She worked 2 jobs. So just doing things for her, and then trying to go to school to be an RN. So she had a very, very bright future.
Dawkins and Dunbar were found shot outside LA 42 nightclub over the weekend. Police say they were taken to the local hospital where they later died. Dawkins says questions surrounding the shooting remain unanswered.
Definitely seeking justice. We haven't heard much. They can't give us much, but they are working, and I appreciate, what they're doing.
Although both families are grieving an unimaginable loss, Dawkins says they're united by their love for Zanaya and Trayvon. He says they remain hopeful that the truth will come to light and that justice will help honor the memories of the children.
We've been in touch with each other. I've been in touch with his mom, a lot of the brothers, cousins, everybody. So, it's been very cool that we've all been able to talk to each other and, kind of help each other get through this tough time. So,
police have not released additional details about the shooting. Now, as both families continue to seek justice, the case remains under investigation. In Waterbury, Valerie Moravi, Fox 61.
Today was stunning. We began the day in the 50s with low levels of humidity, but since then, the humidity has started to build right back in again. And by this time tomorrow night, it's going to feel tropical in nature. Not only will it be more humid tomorrow, but there is a chance for a shower, a thunderstorm in the afternoons. Just an early heads up if you have outdoor plans. Most of the day will be dry, though, and we're not expecting any severe weather. Right now, temperatures are close to 70 degrees for a lot of the state, and overnight lows will stay in the 60s instead of the 50s like we had last night into early this morning. Then we turn a bit warmer as we head through the afternoon. Highs will be in the middle to upper 80s for Milford, for the Hartford area, for Bristol as we head through tomorrow afternoon. Near 80 degrees for Mystic and Stonington, mid 80s in Killingly and Lyme as we head through the afternoon, and upper 80s in Cromwell tomorrow. Notice as we head through the afternoon, there is that chance for a shower or storm in spots. I would say generally about noon to about 4 p.m. is the window that we'll be watching this. And there's another chance for scattered thunderstorms Friday afternoon, but not this weekend. We'll talk about the changes coming up, Brent.
We have to look out for each other, nurses, because hospitals have not caught up to the fact that this patient population is more dangerous than they have ever been.
Now to a Fox 61 exclusive. A former nurse takes to social media after police say a patient attacked a nurse at Hartford Hospital. Tonight, she spoke only to Fox 61 about the concerns she says need to be addressed. Fox 61's Kayla Cade has more on what other nurses want done so it doesn't happen to them.
Police say while this incident was minor, they submitted a warrant for the patient's arrest. Nursing advocates say they are disappointed to hear what happened and say more needs to be done to keep nurses safe.
Nurses want to come to work and be protected. Being assaulted is not a part of the job.
This is Takara Durrett, who was a nurse for 17 years in Connecticut.
I've seen plenty of situations like what happened here before.
She's talking about an incident that happened just after 8 Monday morning between a nurse and a patient at Hartford Hospital in the Purple Pod.
It's an area of the ER where they hold the psychiatric patients.
Durrett says when she first heard about what happened, she wasn't surprised.
I wasn't shocked because I hear about workplace violence every day. But when I heard the audio, I was like, wow, that took me back. I was like, there's no urgency.
She started to raise awareness about the situation on social media, and it led to many other people sharing their experience with her.
I started getting all types of inboxes and DMs from nurses that are just saying, this is common at Hartford Hospital here in the Purple Pod. Security is not showing up. We are being assaulted on a daily basis. It's very dangerous.
It also caught the eye of other advocates like CT Nurses United. The group posted on Instagram saying, quote, "The news of a nurse being strangled at Hartford Hospital is extremely upsetting and tragically not surprising," end quote. We reached out to Hartford Hospital and it said no employee was strangled. The hospital said it's not commenting on the specific facts, but says safety is the highest priority at Hartford Healthcare. They said, quote, "Our hearts go out to our colleagues who face difficult situations with grace and courage, often treating dysregulated patients. Across the nation, threatening behavior and violence are on the rise, and we remain fully committed to being the safest place for our colleagues, patients, families, and communities," end quote.
I think, Hartford Hospital is trying to downplay this situation, but this is very serious.
Their team says they have some recent safety upgrades, such as hundreds of security cameras, constant public safety patrols, and partnership with local police departments. But to avoid situations like this from happening again, CT Nurses United encourages ER nurses at Hartford Hospital to exchange ideas with each other and share them with hospital leadership to improve staffing and safety for themselves and patients.
You need to set a precedent and set the standard that workplace violence will not be tolerated in your hospitals and that your nurses will feel safe working here.
Durrett says she is advocating on a national level to get workplace violence bills passed because she says situations like this are driving some nurses to leave the profession. In Hartford, Kayla Cade, Fox 61.
Ansonia police are asking for the public's help after a man was shot near Liberty Street. Officials say the man arrived at a hospital with a gunshot wound Tuesday around 5 p.m. Detectives later executed a search warrant at a nearby home as part of the investigation. Police have not released the man's condition, but say the shooting appears to be an isolated incident. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Ansonia Police Department. And tonight, the city of New Haven is reporting some of the lowest crime rates in decades. The city also went nearly 7 months without a homicide, which is its longest stretch since 1988. Fox 61's Alicia Hercules breaks down the numbers and what city leaders say still needs to be done.
Overall crime in the city is down by nearly 10%, but sexual assault cases are up by nearly 300% in comparison to last year. The department says the number may sound alarming, but is a step in the right direction.
The numbers are increasing, but we should look at that in a positive light.
Sergeant Sherelle Carr, who oversees the city's sexual assault unit, says these numbers mean more victims are coming forward.
People are more willing to come in and actually report these cases to us.
So far this year, the city has seen 19 reported sexual assault cases, a significant jump in comparison to 5 cases around this time last year. David Zanelli, the New Haven police chief, says these cases can be complicated to prosecute if the victim doesn't come forward.
We know that these are not stranger rapes, and a lot of these facts sometimes rely on the comfortability of the victim to come forward and to report it.
Zanelli says in these cases and many others, they depend on the public to come forward, and said in recent years they've seen more communication and collaboration coming from the community. He credits initiatives like the return of both walking and bike beats in the city.
And this is a way of not only interacting and preventing crime, but it's also building trust and increasing visibility.
Homicides, non-fatal shooting victims, and confirmed gunfire incidents are all down in comparison to last year. Zanelli says he and the department are motivated to continue their efforts.
So the trends right now are very encouraging, but we're not celebrating too early.
The chief, along with New Haven Mayor Justin Elliker, says they still have a lot more work to do in keeping the city safe and are gearing more of their efforts towards preventing violent crime through community engagement. In New Haven, Alicia Hercules, Fox 61.
The city of Hartford is launching a new drone program to crack down on illegal ATVs on city streets. Mayor Arunan Arulampalam announced the initiative in partnership with the Hartford Police Department. City leaders say officers have been limited in their response because chasing ATV riders can be too dangerous. Under this new program, drones will track illegal ATVs from the air until they stop, allowing officers to make safe arrests without a high-speed pursuit. The mayor says the goal is to reduce noise, improve public safety, and make neighborhoods safer.
For all of our residents, we are doing something this summer about ATVs. And to any of you who thinks about driving an ATV, Hartford is not the place to come, because we will catch you and we will take your ATV and we will crush it.
A law that took effect last October gives police the authority to seize and destroy illegal ATVs, dirt bikes, and many motorcycles. It also allows cities and towns to impose fines and impound vehicles used in illegal street takeovers. Well, tonight in Vernon, the sky just lit up moments ago for a hometown tradition that's been going strong for decades. Fox 61's Priscilla Meza takes us there to give us a look at the event.
Well, here's a look at those fireworks that just wrapped up over Henry Park a few moments ago. And I have to say, I haven't seen fireworks since the beginning of the year, and I forgot just how beautiful and stunning they are to look at. But obviously, as you can see behind me, the event is officially over. I did get to see a few people here who attended the event. Tell me a little bit about, when did you get here? What all did you get to see and do? Either
Fried dough, fireworks, and fun.
And it was way more than we expected it to be. It really was. We had a great show tonight.
Yeah, there were a lot of fireworks, a lot more than I expected. What did you think of the song? There was a song and the fireworks show mixed together.
I think that was good. I like that. Especially for the 250. I think that was important, so I really appreciated that.
For sure. America, 250, baby.
They went all out for sure. Okay, there you go. There definitely people out here having so much fun, and of course, it did wrap up, but in the next hour, I'll show you exactly everything that went on throughout the day for the event. But for now, live in Vernon, Priscilla Meza, Fox 61.